Welcome to Rotten Skin, a critical lens to skincare. Is that straight? Anyway, whether you're a skincare lover or novice, make sure that you're subscribed below. I don't want you to miss any of my skincare videos, so please turn on the notification bell. While you're down there, I'd love for you to give me a thumbs up to help me out. So I was feeling kind of bad. I've talked about a lot of skincare this year, a lot of stuff that I've never used before. This was the first year that I've tried K-Beauty, so a lot has happened this year, all from my home, where I've basically been stationed for the last year and never leaving. There were some really good products that I tried that I didn't hype up enough. One, because maybe I was still sort of like in the trial phase of using them and I didn't want to overexcite anyone about them. Also, because sometimes when I'm in front of the camera, I get flustered and I forget to talk about things that matter. So today I want to call attention to some of the skincare products that I've tried this year that have really exceeded my expectations, that I've either casually mentioned or done a review alongside other skincare products in a video before, but just didn't really hype it up enough. All of the products I'm talking about today are fragrance free, and they're also under $20, which is a huge factor for me when I'm evaluating skincare, because I'm really looking at bang for buck, and I think that these products really meet that criteria. I'll link everything below and I'll share some discount codes where applicable. Without further ado, I guess we should start now before you get sick of me. I'm already sick of myself. The first thing I want to talk about is this cleanser, my favorite cleanser from Etude House. It's the SoonJung 5.5 foaming cleanser, and I did this in one of my Stylovana videos. In that video, I did mention that I used this after noticing some raised bumps, potential irritation, maybe onset of some pimples, and within the next day, all of those really minor preliminary kind of breakouts had vanished. At the time, I feel like I was still a little reserved to talk about this as the most amazing cleanser, but since then I've tried a number of cleansers, and this one is still just the best cleanser ever. I mean, it's gentle, it's non-stripping, it's made with coconut-derived surfactants, and it has a foam that lasts, and I think that is something that's still very rare to find in a face wash, is just one that you can use and not have to keep applying more and more as you're cleansing. There is like a sweet spot of the correct amount to use, and if you don't get exactly that amount, you might not experience the full foaming effect that this has, but it makes it just extremely easy to cleanse the entire face and neck. I try to use it every other day so that I don't just use it up too fast, because I really want to hold on to this. Yeah, I felt bad for not talking it up enough, because this is now what I consider my favorite cleanser. Next up, we have the Klairs Supple Unscented Preparation Toner. This one was also sent to me by Stylovana, which I featured in a Stylovana video, but at the time I think I was flustered. It was the first product I talked about and I kind of glossed over it. But since using this and using more toners and essences after this, I realized just like how incredible this toner is. First of all, it's unscented. We know by this point that I prefer unscented products. I just can't be bothered with artificial fragrance. It doesn't smell good to me. Since I apply to my hands first, the really watery toners sometimes just like fall through my fingers and whatnot, and sometimes it's questionable whether or not I'm actually getting any product on my face, especially because I use the toner in the shower when I'm done. This one, that is not the case, because it is kind of a fatty water-like substance that has sodium hyaluronate and beta-glucan, making it really a hydrating toner. Of course, with the toner, it has skin pH balancing effects, and it's really meant to be, as the name suggests, a preparation for the rest of your skincare. This is just a fabulous toner. If you are looking for something that will take the place of a toner and essence, this is like so good for that. It has some calming ingredients in there like licorice root extract and Centella asiatica extract. It potentially has some brightening effects, and there's also amino acids in there, just making it a really hydrating formula. They also include a copper peptide, which is really unusual to find in a product like this. It's listed last, so it's probably not in there in a significant amount, but there is some promising research around copper peptides in particular for, you know, their anti-aging benefits. So it's worth a try to look into, and I'm just like really impressed with this product. And if I only had to use one toner, again, moving forward, and let's just say a toner or essence, I would just choose this, especially if I was like trying to be on a budget and not buy too much skincare. Next up, we have another product I received from Stylovana that I featured in a video, and it's the Benton Deep Green Tea Serum. This one I talked about at the time, just kind of like, you know, I really like green tea in terms of natural ingredients. This one I feel like I also just kind of glossed over at the time, but it's an incredible serum. It's my favorite serum. It has 53% of green tea components, including green tea leaf water and green tea leaf extract, as well as green tea seed extract. So it's really a powerful antioxidant source that I use, especially in the morning. But it could be used morning and night. I like that it's soothing, but it also has willow bark extract, which, as some of you know, is a naturally occurring source of salicylic acid. Yet it's still very soothing. It doesn't really have like a large exfoliating effect on the skin, although it might be beneficial for people with acne who also have sensitive skin. I find it just to be a great middle step between, you know, either using my sunscreen and maybe a different essence beforehand, or at night just after using a toner and before my moisturizer. For 30 mils, it sells anywhere between $11 and $15, which, considering how much green tea components are in here, is a really good price. So I'd highly recommend this. Next up, I have a couple of tinted sunscreens, and if you've been following me for a while, you know that my channel started by reviewing tinted mineral sunscreens and whether or not they were good for brown skin. Because the way that I've done these videos was sort of just like trying them for the first time on camera, I never had a chance to hype up some of the ones that I thought were phenomenal. Today I'm only gonna show two, but there were several tinted sunscreens that I thoroughly enjoyed throughout the year, but we'll just stick to two today. So the first one I want to bring back up again, which I reviewed back in June, is the Sunbum Tinted Mineral SPF Sunscreen. You can see I totally drained this dry. Experienced maybe some slight carpal tunnel from getting out the last drop. This one is a mineral sunscreen, of course. It's made with titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, and then of course has some iron oxides, probably at a low concentration. This is more of a sheer, non-noticeable tinted sunscreen, so don't expect a lot of coverage, but I think that's what makes it so great. It goes on with a noticeable cast, and so that's what caught me off guard when I tried it on video. And so I think, especially if people didn't watch the whole thing through, they didn't see that by the end of it I was like wowed by the sunscreen, especially because it went on with that white cast, and I was feeling kind of like I made a mistake buying it, but then it just totally like vanished on my skin. It was so impressive, and I bought another bottle because I was like, this is great, it works well on camera, it's a matte finish, and it's a really simple formula with very little ingredients. It's still unclear whether or not it would work for darker skin tones, but for me, I was just really impressed that it vanished. And I know certainly lighter skin tone people have also had good success with this one as well. So the next one I'm going to talk about, I recently reviewed for the first time, and I tried it for the first time on camera. It's the Maybelline Dream BB Fresh Tinted BB Cream. And this one on camera, I didn't realize how good it looked until after I was processing the video. For me, and if you don't know, I really struggle with finding makeup or even tinted sunscreens that are the right undertone for my skin, because my undertone is like very slightly cool but more so neutral, and it's really hard to find good tinted products for that type of a skin tone and undertone. And this one really achieved that for me. I'm actually wearing it right now. This one is an SPF 30. It's made with titanium dioxide solely, and it's hydrating without being shiny. It's like actually wears on the matte side, which is kind of surprising. It's just like a nice formula that looks good, and it's really reliable in terms of that achieving that natural look. Love this one. Next up, we have a sleeping mask from Isntree. I reviewed this in another one of my Style Vana videos. Isntree has a whole line of like hyaluronic acid products, including a sunscreen where they've incorporated various molecular weight hyaluronic acids, which they claim help these molecules reach different layers of the skin and provide that plumping effect to various layers of the skin. I find that if I use this at night, and it's supposed to be the last step in the skincare routine, although sometimes I use a moisturizer after it, I find that I wake up and my skin just like, it looks happy, it looks quenched, it looks glowing. It's just a unique formula, something that I haven't used before, where it is just like, it's like a goopy hyaluronic acid type of substance, but it is like also a moisturizer at the same time. You know, it also has ceramides and panthenol, so this really can function as a moisturizer standalone at the end of your routine. But it's just unique in that it's like a clear hyaluronic acid. It's borderline a serum, but also a moisturizer. So it's like a fusion between those two things. I really love this. I got an emergency alert to stay home. What do you think I've been doing for the last 9 months? And last up, I have this moisturizer, which I casually mentioned in my nighttime routine. It's the Cetaphil Moisturizing Cream for very dry, sensitive skin. This is such an interesting moisturizer. It doesn't have any sodium hyaluronate or hyaluronic acid. It has primarily petrolatum and glycerin and almond oil. The consistency is almost like coconut oil once it's solidified, but a little bit softer than that and easier to work into the skin. It's hard to describe, so I'll probably do an overlay of swatching this on my hands. I feel like I use this when I know my skin barrier is compromised, maybe my skin feels tight or dry. I just know that this is gonna take care of me, and it's a great price. You know, you're getting 20 ounces and typically will sell for like $12. So it blows CeraVe out of the park in my opinion, and I think it's not hyped up enough. I even sometimes use this on my lips. I know people say, oh, you shouldn't use skincare on your lips, but I think it's like depends. Like I'm not gonna use an exfoliating acid on my lips or like a vitamin C serum on my lips, but using petrolatum and glycerin and almond oil on your lips is totally fine. I find that this is a sufficient moisturizer. Sometimes I'll follow it up with just some straight up Vaseline too. Wow, that was fun. I hope you had fun with that. I hope that you're still here. If you're not, then obviously you're not gonna know that I said this, so it doesn't even matter. But if you are still here, thank you so much for paying attention. Thank you for being a part of my channel and for watching. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for engaging with my channel. Thank you for turning on the notifications. Sorry. But no, seriously, thank you. YouTube has made my year somewhat okay, and I feel like it's kept me sane in a lot of ways. I've just been really enjoying going on the skincare journey and documenting it, and I hope that you've gotten something out of it too. All right, well, I really don't have anything else to say, so I should probably just quit while I'm ahead, but I'll see you next time. Bye.